My name is Andrea, and today I'm making sweet potato pancakes. These pancakes are so delicious and are sure to be a hit with your family and friends. So let me show you what you're going to need, and of course I'll leave the recipe in the description box as well. So you are going to need some buttermilk, and typically in the grocery store you're going to see low fat, and that's what I'm using today. If you can't find full fat, that is perfectly fine. Low fat will work just as well. You're also going to need some fresh sweet potato, about 3/4 of a cup, and I cooked mine in the air fryer for about an hour at 400 degrees. So I'm just going to take the peel off and just mash up the inside of it. You're also going to need some brown sugar, a couple of eggs, and they're at room temperature. You're also going to need cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla. You're going to need baking powder, baking soda, and salt. You're going to need some flour as well. And I forgot to mention that my buttermilk is also at room temperature. So let's get started. Okay, so I just peeled the sweet potato and scooped it out and mashed it. And I wanted you all to see what it looks like in case you've never peeled a sweet potato before. So here it is, and as you can see, when I pulled out the potato or scooped out the potato, I didn't get right next to the skin. You see all those strings in there and all of that fiber. You want to avoid that because you're going to get some stringy potatoes. And also you can see that I didn't use the end, so I left a little bit of the end there, again, to avoid those strings. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is mix all of our dry ingredients. I just added my flour, my baking soda, baking powder, and salt, my cinnamon and nutmeg, and my brown sugar, and I'm just going to whisk it all together. Okay, next we're going to work on our wet ingredients. I'm just adding my sweet potatoes to a bowl, and some of you may be wondering, can I use canned sweet potatoes? You could, but I wouldn't. I would use fresh sweet potatoes in this recipe. Canned sweet potatoes, have been sitting in water and they're waterlogged, and you don't want that for your pancakes. There is a place for canned sweet potatoes. I actually use canned sweet potatoes in my sweet potato casserole, but not here. Use a fresh sweet potato. So I added in my buttermilk, and now I'm adding in my eggs, and I'm adding in some vanilla. I'm just gonna whisk it all together. Next, you're gonna add your wet ingredients to your dry ingredients. And you're gonna stir them together until they're just combined. One mistake a lot of people make when they're making pancakes is to overmix that batter, and you want your pancake mixture to just be incorporated. You don't want any flour spots, but you don't want to mix it up like you're making a cake. Now, once you have your pancake batter just mixed, you want to let it sit for about 10 minutes and let that baking powder activate. That's what's going to get you those light and fluffy pancakes. Okay, so I have my griddle hot and ready to go. I use some grapeseed oil. Any type of neutral oil will work, and that's going to give you those crispy edges if you're looking for that. You can also use butter, but butter burns pretty quickly, so you have to watch it. If you want that butter flavor, use clarified butter, which has those milk solids removed, so it's not going to burn. And I am putting about a half a cup of pancake batter down at a time. These pancakes are going to be really big and fluffy, and they're not going to spread out much. So I just flipped over the pancakes, but I forgot to record me flipping over the pancakes. But normally when you flip over pancakes, they've got the bubbles on top, and to flip them over. You're not going to see a bunch of bubbles on these. So after about 3 or 4 minutes, just kind of tip them over on the side, look under. If they're brown, go ahead and flip them over. Okay, so here are the pancakes. They're nice and light and fluffy. You can taste that cinnamon and the sweet potatoes. These are so good. Even my husband, who's not a huge fan of sweet potatoes, really enjoys these pancakes. So I've got mine, I've got some maple syrup on mine, and I have some pecans on there, some actually praline pecans, and then some butter, of course, I hope you all enjoyed this simple and delicious recipe. I have an entire playlist of quick and easy recipes that I will link in the description box. If you enjoyed this recipe, please make sure to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we'd love to have you. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.